the Crane Room for your lunch and dinner rendezvous. You'll enjoy their pleasant atmosphere. The Crane Room takes pride in their wide variety menu. Appetizers, sandwiches, soups, salads, entrees, pasta, and the best burgers in town. Newcastle's best selection of domestic, import, and craft beers from around the world, and the Crane Room features a 35-tap draft system. Ask about their daily specials that will please you every time. The Crane Room is located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553.
Let's talk with Norm.
We're with
Norm Lutton.
Norm, you're the owner of Crazy Car Restoration. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's a new company we're opening up. Originally, we was Lutton Auto Repair, and we're adding on a little bit. And we're trying to bring out some custom cars for people somewhere in between the $5,000 and $20,000 range, what people can actually afford today. Anymore, all these cars are so expensive. We're just trying to make ends meet for other people.
That sounds great now.
But I've been fixing cars for over 35 years.
That's great.
So when you have a repair, big or small, call Norm.
Hi friends, I'm Gary West, and whether you find Augustine's Pizza at your local grocery store or at their restaurant in Newcastle, the folks at Augustine's Pizza hope that their pizza is always your first choice for any and all occasions. Bill's Bake Shop will make you happy. Bill Cast is the owner, and he and his staff keep the tradition going with all those bakery items that you remember as a kid. Just to name a few items, Bill makes cream sticks, cinnamon rolls, bear claws, cream horns, cannoli, cakes, pies, cookies, bread, pizza, and so much more. Bill's Bake Shop, located at 228 North Liberty Street in the Mahoningtown section of Newcastle, is open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 to 5, and Sunday, 7 to 2, closed on Monday. Bill's, where smiles are everywhere. Call 724-654-4223.
2P, Gifts and Thrifts, Many Treasures. Now let's talk with one of the owners. Hi, this is NCTV 45, and your name is?
Paula Mandaglio.
Paula, pleased to meet you. Can you tell us a little bit about 2Ps, Gifts and Thrifts?
Absolutely. Our thrifts and gifts. We do high-end thrift items, personalized gifts, and repurposed furniture.
We're going to catch up with Peggy.
Sure.
Is
Peggy Cousins.
And can you tell us a little bit about thrifts and gifts? 2P. You have giftware.
Uh-huh.
And I see the kids' clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mini department store.
Correct.
There you go. Well,
something for everyone.
2P, Gifts and Thrifts. The Beanery Depot and Deli. Coffee, made-to-order subs, snacks, and more. Meatball sandwiches, fresh and hot. Pepperoni rolls, fish sandwiches, chicken, milkshakes. The Beanery Deli. When you're hungry for something special, and it won't cost you a lot of beans.
This is NCTV 45. You can watch us anytime on your time.
Hi, I'm Gary West for NCTV 45, another edition of Focus NC. This is part 2 of a 3-parter, and I want to welcome back to the program. My guest today is Dr. John Wrightson. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you, Gary.
And his practice is called Joshua Son Rehabilitation and Pain Management, located at 3212 Wilmington Road in the Neshannock Township area. And if you want to get a hold of Dr. Wrightson or his staff, you can call 724-598-2280, and we'll tell you about the website a little later on in this segment. Now, last segment, which you can go to, segment 1, that's always available for you on NCTV 45. We discussed Dr. Wrightson's experience and credentials, and they're a mile long, and that's to his credit. And we talked about how long he's been in the area and his locations. He has several locations. We talked about his title, his official title is a physiatrist. And he touched on some other elements that I think would be beneficial for you to check out on segment 1 about his goal to manage and alleviate pain with non-operative interventions. We want to move along now. Dr. John, what are the most common types of pain that you treat?
Actually, the most common type of pain that I treat is low back pain. And it's actually the second most common reason that patients see their family doctors for. The first common being like a common cold.
And how about seasonal? What are the most common problems this time of the year? Because we're at the time of this recording, we're just coming into fall now.
Well, we tend to see, when the weather gets nicer, we tend to see more acute injuries, whether it's from the back or the neck or maybe a shoulder and so forth. And obviously this time of year it's football season, so we do see some patients that come in with non-operative injuries to their joints, whether it be an ankle, a shoulder, a hip, or something along those lines. They will come and see me so that I can prescribe appropriate physical therapeutic interventions and also the appropriate medication interventions such as non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, maybe a mild muscle relaxant or something along those lines.
Why should a patient choose a physiatrist, and what's the success rate over the conventional techniques?
Well, typically when we think of pain, especially as it relates to the musculoskeletal system, the common, thought is to, or conventional thought, if you will, is to refer the patient to an orthopedic surgeon. And it's fairly obvious that the orthopedic surgeons know a great deal about the musculoskeletal system and how it operates. But for the most part, and I think most orthopedists would agree with this, is that their focus is on operative interventions or the care of fractures. So for a sprain of the shoulder or the low back or the ankle or something along those lines, the orthopedic surgeons are perfectly capable of treating those patients, absolutely. But a lot of times they may refer those to somebody like myself, who is a musculoskeletal specialist in treatment of injuries that don't require surgeries. So as insofar as a patient with a sprain or something like that, then that patient may be equally as well served if they were to come to somebody such as myself.
Do you treat all age groups? And this is a compounded question. What's the oldest patient that you have had or still have, and the youngest?
I have treated, in my practice now, I've treated patients as young as 7 years old, and I have treated patients that were 97 years old. So quite a range there.
Oh, I would say so. And you have to approach it totally different depending on the age group.
Typically, the reasons why a 97-year-old would visit somebody like myself would be a little different than a 7-year-old.
Talking to Dr. John Wrightson, and just a few more questions before we wrap up segment 2, and then make sure you tune into segments 1 and 3. This is Focus NC on NC TV 45. Dr. Wrightson, what type of training did you have to go through, and when did you say you started? Last segment you mentioned that.
Well, after completing medical school, I did an internship, and that was basically a general medical internship covering a number of different disciplines, and that was for a year.
anesthesia. Usually the residencies are about 3 years, and of course, unless you go on to specialize in something else. And then after that, I went into physical medicine and rehabilitation to become a physiatrist. And then that was also a 3-year residency. And then my fellowship beyond that was a year long as well.
Now, see, he pronounced it differently than I pronounced it. He said physiatrist, but if you go to certain websites, they have a phonetic spelling, and it said that that's pronounced physiatrist. So which is correct? I just want to get the correct one.
Well,
physiatrist sounds better.
Well,
That sounds better.
I typically pronounce it physiatrist also because I think it sounds better, but the actual way that it's supposed to be pronounced is a physiatrist.
Physiatrist, that's the one. That's the one I saw on a particular website. Before we wrap up, did you want to tell us a little bit about Dr. Mark, is it Mitros?
Dr. Mitros, yes. Dr. Mitros joined our practice in February of this year. Funny story, actually, Dr. Mitros, he's a little bit older than I am, and he was one of my attendings when I was a resident rotating through Health South Harmerville on my spinal cord injury rotation. So I actually met him there, and Dr. Mitros left the Health South system several years ago, and had a few years ago started his own practice, and was looking to join a busier practice, which mine is very, very busy. So we brought Dr. Mitros on board, and he has specialized training and experience in electrodiagnostic medicine. He's also board certified in that, and that is the evaluation using an EMG or nerve conduction studies of the function of nerves and muscles. So he has added training and specialization in that, as well as the same training that I received in my regular residency training. So he brings all of that experience to the practice, as well as he has not quite as much experience in the pain management field as I do, but he has had some experience as well, and so this is just a bit of a transition period for him, but he seems to be picking it up very well.
And quickly, maybe you could tell us a little bit about your staff.
Right now, we have, I think, about 9 full-time people and a few part-time. We have front desk, 2 normal front desk staff, and then 2 others that sort of rotate between front and back office duties. Now, with the way the insurance is, we actually have people that are dedicated that we've had to hire that do, actually 2 people now, that do nothing but prior authorizations all day, whether it's for medication, injection procedures, physical therapy, diagnostic testing. We have actually had to hire people full-time now just to be able to focus on that, and they have their hands full with just doing that. We have 2 RNs also, and I also have an x-ray tech that works for us part-time as well.
Well, that's going to wrap up segment 2 of Focus NC with Dr. Wrightson. Again, we remind you it's Joshua Sun Rehabilitation and Pain Management, 3212 Wilmington Road in the Neshannock Township area. Phone 724-598-2280. And Dr. John, what's that website address?
It's www.joshuasunrehab.com.
Go to that website. It is very comprehensive. Make sure you tune into segment 3 and segment 1, and this has been segment 2 of Focus NC. I'm Gary West for NCTV 45. We have a great relationship with Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors, and downtown Newcastle at 210 East Washington Street. And whenever you watch Focus NC, my wardrobe is furnished by Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors.
Dan's Auto Body and Repair. Daniel McClure says we do complete paint jobs using Sherman-Williams Ultra 700. Minor fender benders, no problem. Free estimates, frame straightening, and rust repair. Competitive pricing on bodywork. We waive the deductible. Visit our website for information on insurance myths. We also do collision. Visit dansautobodyrepair.com or call 724-657-3647. Quiet, relaxing tranquility. That's Bethy's Bakery and Eatery in Volant, Pennsylvania. But you may ask, is it a bakery or is it a restaurant? Bakery, restaurant. Well, they have cakes of every kind. And not only that, they have burgers also, and turnovers, and salads, and donuts, and nachos, and cupcakes, and cream puffs, and just goes on and on. But let's not forget, home of the plate-sized cinnamon roll. Is it a bakery? Is it a restaurant? You decide. Bethy's in Vogue. McCree Sports, 835 Moravia Street, wants you to be on top of your game. Go to McCree Sports for all your sporting needs. You can call them at 724-654-6065. McCree Sports. They'll make you shine.
It's Little Johnny's Pizza 2 in downtown Newcastle with a great variety menu that you will tell everybody about. Chris Quiera, the owner, is here with more information.
Stop down and see us at Little Johnny's 2. We're located at 130 East Washington Street, or give us a call at 724-657-2210.
It's Butts Flowers when you want a wide variety of flowers for any occasion. They also have a selection of fine gifts and more. Butts Flowers is conveniently located in downtown Newcastle at 120 East Washington Street. Call Butts Flowers at 724-652-7727 or toll free from anywhere, 1-800-443-7726. It's Butts Flowers in downtown Newcastle. Make it Lanigan's Irish Pub, where you'll be amazed with the weekly specials. Pub grub, salads, burgers, sandwiches, Irish specialties, and desserts. Lanigan's has a full bar featuring domestic, craft, and Irish draft beer. You can also book a party at Lanigan's at 126 East Washington Street in downtown Newcastle. As they say at Lanigan's Irish Pub, the best Irish food since Ireland. Call 724-657-3444.
Talk about convenient. Located just off the 422 bypass on Center Avenue, Kaito's Restaurant, Catering, and Banquet Center is perfect for parties or business meetings. Spacious and contemporary, they feature large portions at low prices. Make Kaito's your choice. Call 724-535-3530.
This is NCTV 45. You can watch us anytime on your time.